The slap echoed like a gunshot. Every conversation, every laugh, every whispered rumor in the cafeteria died instantly. Grace Sullivan didn't flinch. Her left cheek burned crimson, but her eyes, those calm, calculating eyes, didn't waver. 200 students watched, phones raised, waiting for tears. Instead, Grace checked her watch. 3 minutes, she said softly. Preston Blackwood, heir to a billion-dollar empire and self-proclaimed king of Ridgemont Academy, smirked. 3 minutes until what? You start crying? Grace's lips barely moved. Until your kingdom burns. No one heard her whisper into the tiny mic hidden in her collar. Phoenix to Cardinal. Target has taken the bait. Breach in T-10. In that instant, the quiet scholarship girl became something else entirely, not a victim. Not a student. A weapon disguised as weakness. When the walls of Ridgemont finally cracked, the secrets inside would shake the nation, because beneath the gold-plated perfection of America's most elite school was a darkness older, richer, and far more dangerous than anyone imagined, and Grace Sullivan, the girl no one noticed, was here to destroy it from the inside. Ridgemont Academy was a fortress of privilege, marble floors, imported chandeliers, and silence bought with $90,000 a year. 3 weeks ago, Grace Sullivan arrived as the perfect nobody, transfer student, tragic orphan, 4.0 GPA from Kansas. Every detail of her life, from fake transcripts to staged photos, had been meticulously engineered by the Bureau's deep cover unit. Her assignment: infiltrate, observe, and expose the network responsible for the disappearance of 3 students, Melissa Chen, Jennifer Park, and Ashley Rivera. Her target: Preston Blackwood. At 18, Preston ruled Ridgemont like a young monarch. His father owned half the state, his arrogance the other half. The Elite Eight followed him everywhere, sons and daughters of politicians, CEOs, and judges. For 3 years, students had whispered about Preston's Friday night clubs, parties that ended with girls who never came back. Grace had studied every inch of the campus. She knew where the cameras didn't reach, how often the security rotated, even which hallways echoed too loudly to run through unnoticed. Her titanium tactical pen doubled as a data extraction tool. Her watch wasn't for time, it synced with surveillance drones circling a mile overhead. That morning, she'd spotted the ring. Silver, engraved with a serpent wrapped around a key. The same symbol found in Melissa Chen's room. When Preston cornered her between classes, sneering about scholarship peasants, Grace had let him grab her wrist. The calluses on his thumb told her everything, the kind that came from tightening zip ties. Now, in the cafeteria, Preston performed his cruelty for an audience. This school has laws, he said, voice dripping superiority. First one, know your place. Grace smiled faintly. Do you know what the federal sentence is for interstate kidnapping? The laughter stopped. She pulled her phone. Within seconds, every student's live stream flickered and changed, replaced by encrypted screenshots of Preston's private messages. Shipment ready. Friday. Same pickup point. How did you? Preston lunged. She caught his wrist midair, twisting sharply. The crack echoed louder than the slap. Melissa Chen. Jennifer Park. Ashley Rivera, Grace said, voice like steel. Ring any bells? Ryan, his right-hand man, stammered into his phone. Code red, she knows about the basement. Grace tilted her head. Thanks for confirming. She tapped her watch. Fire alarms shrieked, not the usual pattern. Military coded. Outside, engines roared. Not school buses. SWAT. The cafeteria doors exploded inward. Federal agents. Hands where we can see them. Students screamed and ducked. Preston froze, eyes wide as armed officers stormed through the breach. From their ranks, a tall man in an FBI vest stepped forward. Agent Sullivan, report. Grace straightened. The cafeteria gasped. Junior Agent Grace Sullivan, identification Delta, 77. Primary target secured. Request immediate search of East Basement. Preston's world shattered. You're FBI. Multi-agency task force, she corrected calmly. Human Trafficking Division. The color drained from his face. Within minutes, officers confirmed what Grace had known all along: the missing girls were alive. Found in the basement beneath Ridgemont's East Building. Drugged, restrained, terrified, but alive. As Preston was cuffed, his father arrived, shouting about lawyers and legacy. Richard Blackwood, billionaire, philanthropist, predator. Grace didn't flinch as Mills read him his rights, but it wasn't over. Not yet. When the paramedics wheeled the girls out, one of them, Melissa Chin, grabbed Grace's hand weakly. "There are more," she whispered. "At the docks, container 793. Grace relayed it instantly. "All units, Hartford docks. Container BWXU 793. Expect hostiles." Helicopters thundered overhead. SWAT units redeployed. By the time news cameras arrived, Ridgemont Academy, once a symbol of power, was a crime scene, and Grace Sullivan, once invisible, stood in the middle of it, the quiet storm that had brought the empire down. Richard Blackwood spat venom as agents dragged him toward the transport van. "You've made enemies you can't even imagine." Grace stepped closer. "Emma Sullivan," she said, voice steady. "My sister. She was one of your victims. The billionaire froze. "She escaped your ring, but she didn't survive what you did to her. I joined the bureau to finish what she started." For the first time, fear flickered in his eyes. "Emma kept a journal," Grace whispered. "Every name. Every account number. Every partner. By sunrise, 7 more of your friends will be in custody. The Hydra dies tonight." As he was shoved into the armored van, Grace's phone vibrated. "Unknown number, message, impressive work, little wolf. But the Hydra has 7 heads. Watch your back." Outside the shattered school, a black sedan waited, tinted windows, silent engine. A figure inside beckoned. Agent Mills approached her quietly. "You don't have to keep going, Sullivan. You've done enough." Grace looked back at the school, then at her sister's photo in her hand. Normal ended the day Emma disappeared. She walked toward the sedan and slid inside. A voice distorted through a digital filter greeted her. 7 schools remain. 7 networks still active. Are you ready for your next assignment, Agent Sullivan? Grace glanced out the window at the chaos behind her, sirens, news cameras, weeping parents, then met the figure's shadowed gaze. "Ready," she said. The car disappeared into the gray Connecticut afternoon. Behind her, the Hydra bled. Ahead of her, 6 more heads waited in the dark, because in Grace Sullivan's world, justice never sleeps. It hunts.